This is a commercial property website called EstateEse by Macaulay Moby, Ikran Ahmed, and Edward Long. Understanding the problem. The process of managing property transactions is complex and inefficient for buyers, sellers, and administrators. Buyers and sellers face fragmented tools for property listing and search, which leads to delays and frustration. Administration struggles with providing secure dashboards tailored for different user roles, and there are ongoing concerns about data privacy during transactions. For instance, 70% of property transactions face delays due to a lack of proper digital tools. Project objectives. The primary goal of this project is to develop a centralized web platform that streamlines that streamlines property transactions while providing ease of use and security for buyers, sellers, and administrators. The key objective includes creating a secure and user-friendly dashboard for different user roles, building efficient property listings and management tools, and ensuring data privacy and secure authentication mechanisms for all users. Challenges faced while working on this project. This project faced several challenges. On the technical side, integrating the database for storing and managing user and property data was complex. Implementing secure user authentication and password encryption required careful planning and execution. From a design perspective, creating an intuitive interface for users with different roles such as buyers, sellers, and administrators was a significant challenge. In terms of project management, coordinating tasks using the Scrum methodology and staying on schedule.
Hello, this is our demo for our website. So we have our homepage, and it gives you the information about our services and our company. So when the user wants to sign up for a to be a seller, they can enter their first name. So for example, let's say Sarah, and her last name is Smith. And then for the email, let's make something simple. Sarah123 at gmail.com. And then we'll just make a simple password. And then when the user wants to sign up, they click sign up. And then they are taken to the login page. And then they will enter the same email that they signed up with. And then we can then once the user is logged in, it will be taken to the seller dashboard.
So on the seller's dashboard, you can see it has a welcome with your name. You'll display any of the properties listed on the dashboard made by others. You can see that there's going to be a street location, the price, the seller, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, the size of it, and when it was made. And so if you need to sell a property of your own, there's a button that says add a property. And so when you click on that, it'll give you a form. We have a selection of 3 images you can click on, and when you click on them, it would create a border. Location, you'll just fill it out as usual. So after you click on submit, and then if you go back to the dashboard, the database will be populated, and as you can see, there is a house for the price of 150, and there's your seller name and all the other information you have added into the form. And so that's how you add a property and also see your own property. I think that's it.
Code highlights for homepage.php, the homepage of the website. This is the homepage page of EstateEse website. There's a navigation bar so the user can navigate through the website easily. The navigation bar has a link to the sign up form, login page, and home page as well. The sign up form has 6 fields for the user to enter their information. This information will be sent to the sign up submit.php page. This information includes first name, last name, email, password, confirm password, and then the option to submit. Code highlights for homepage.php part 2. There's a JavaScript function named validateForm to validate the form information. This function checks if all fields have been filled. The function checks if the email is valid by checking the @ character. The function checks if the user's re-entered password is correct by comparing the password and confirming password variable.
Code highlights for the config PHP. This is the PHP page that will create the SQL database connection to the COD server. The username and password is the credentials needed to connect to the COD server Miria database. The SQL table for users is created, which have the data fields such as field first name, last name, email, and password. Another SQL table is created named properties that have data fields such as price, bedrooms, bathrooms, and square feet. This will be used in to display the seller property cards. Code highlights for the sign up submit PHP. This web page processes the sign up information. The PHP file checks for all the form if all the forms have been filled. This information will be inserted in the user table in the SQL database. A SQL query is used to select all the emails in the users table to see if an email is already in use. Code highlights for the sign up submit PHP part 2. After all the form fields have been filled with the user information such as full name, last name, email, and password, it will be inserted in the user table. If the new user information is inserted to the table, it will take the user to the login page. If not, the user will be given an error message. Code highlights for login PHP. This is the login page for this website. The login form has 2 fields for the user to enter, which is their email and password. Code highlights for login submit PHP. This code is part of a login system that verifies a user's email and password. First, it checks if a record with the provided email exists. The password verify function is then used to compare the entered password with the hash password in the database. If the passwords match, session variables are set to indicate the user is logged in, and additional user details like user ID and email are stored for use during the session. The user is then redirected to the seller dashboard PHP. If the password is incorrect, an error message invalid password is displayed, and if the email does not exist, it outputs email not found. Code highlights for styles CSS. This is the style sheet for the home page, sign up, and login page. The body has a blue background and a gray navigation bar for an aesthetic color theme. The sign up and login form have a gray background and a black text.
This is the seller dashboard where the user can go to and see a welcome message for them with their name, as well as see all of the property cards underneath and a add new property, which is like a button near the side of the page for the user to select. This is the styles2.css where it holds the CSS for the seller dashboard.php, and on here it will organize all of the cards that displays the property and make sure that all of the other visuals are consistent with the rest of the website. So this is the seller cards.php, which is where most of the seller dashboard.php magic is done. On here, it will search through the database and fetch through all of the properties listed on the database and display them in cards at the bottom of or inside the dashboard. So this is new card.php. Here, after the user goes and selects add a property from the seller dashboard, it will take them to a new page, which is this, and from here they can fill out the form presented before them with a selection of images and prompts for them to insert all the information about the property. And after they're done with that, they hit submit, and after that they can go back to seller dashboard and see their new property that is up for sale displayed from the database onto the dashboard. So of course, from new card, we have new prop.php, which is actually the form handler for new card. So what it will do is it would take in all of the input from the form and insert it into the database. And as you can see with the bottom snippet of code, there are specific variable types for each of the variables to go into, because some of them are integers while others are strings. And for example, like price is like a decimal, so that has its own variable type as it goes into the database.
Conclusion and next steps. The project successfully achieved its goals by building and deploying a functional web application for property transactions. This application provides secure sign-up and login systems, user dashboards for property management, and streamlined functionalities for property listing and search. The platform simplifies property transactions for all user roles, making the process more efficient and user-friendly. To further improve the platform, several future enhancements are planned. Future features will include advanced property search filters and AI-powered recommendations to better match users with properties. Mobile responsiveness will be introduced to improve accessibility, and notifications for buyers and sellers will be added to enhance communication. Advantages of Kanban methodology. We applied Kanban methodology by having daily stand-up meetings either on Discord chat or Discord voice call. In these daily meetings, we discussed the tasks we had done and will do, as well as any challenges we faced. We also implemented WIP limits when we did specific tasks for the day. This helped us boost accountability and helped resolve issues we had very quickly. It also made the workflow very flexible.